Turgoose, with my Dr. Rob and shit to producer beat.
I haven't played that one for a while, have I, Pete?
Nope.
Healthfreedom, UK. Can you do me a new one, Pete? Can you get me a new one? Well, you said you
I could do that. I made you a new one. You didn't play it.
I did play that new one.
Yeah, the last one. Okay.
I did.
I'll make you another one, and I'm still working on that AI thing. So
yeah, Pete is our IA champion.
AI.
Oi.
Yep.
Is that man again, isn't it? Yes, good evening, everyone. It's me, not a Dr. Robert, here for another Tuesday live show with the one, the only, the legendary
Pete.
that is Lowlands Pete.
Thank you.
And he is a producer of some sort. Although he doesn't do a lot on this show. He makes a lot of mistakes.
Yes.
And hopefully he won't cut our stream off halfway through the show. Because don't forget, we do... Don't forget, we do go over to the free speech hour on Rumble at 9 o'clock, where we can say naughty things that we can't say on YouTube here. But in the meantime, we will bring you as much as we can. But if you want the really, really good, juicy stuff about health, then you need to come and follow us, because the links are in the show notes at the bottom. I put them there along with the music, etc., etc. And I suppose it's the time to do the where is it? This one? No, I can't find it now. Who's in the chat? Who's in the chat tonight, Pete?
Who's in the chat tonight?
Well, that's an old one. You have to remove it.
Oh, didn't it? That was you being trying to not sound Dutch,
like me. Yeah. Yep.
And the winner that gets the round of applause first in the chat. For a change, it wasn't James the Ninja, but it was meow. It was Kitty. Yes, Kitty scores the goal of first in the chat. So congratulations to Kitty. And next up we had Titty Ricky. Yes, Ricky's here. Waiting for those bits and pieces to be wobbling about. And then we have Paula. Whoosh. On her broomstick. She's brooming around. She's and then late, but always, well, sometimes here, unless he's watching football.
And gay?
And gay is James. He's probably watching football tonight. Yeah. He's going to probably watch his football team lose again. And the word of the Roberto is here as well. Good evening, Roberto. Nice to see you. To see you. Nice. And Mascara Snake is here as well. Hello, mate. Good to see you. Going down. And of course, Mahat Malevolence, Arse Biscuits. Whatever turns you on, Mahat Malevolence.
Mm-hmm.
So Mahat Malevolence is here. Good to have you here, mate. And Manda's here as well. Good evening, Manda. And Turgoose Steve, who got his invite tonight, but he's probably declined it. Steve, I did send you an invite on thing.
Well, he made it to the chat. So
he's made it to the chat, but yeah, you did get an invite in tonight. But I don't know where you are or whether you wanted to come. I said you don't have to come in. So if you're just going to chill, let us know. That's fine, mate. That's fine. And Jimmy Hagan, our Irish correspondent, is here as well. Good evening, Jimmy. Hope you're doing well, mate. And anyone else? Jen's here as well. Hello, Jen.
Hi, Jen.
Jen 11111111111. And anyone else that I've missed? Let's have a look. Just go. Oh, the Rich T is here. the man with
Ooh.
the biscuit and the mug to dunk his biscuit in. Yes, Rich T was the man that won the mug at Christmas time, the Healthfreedom UK mug. And I hope you haven't smashed it to pieces yet. I am watching footy. There we go. You see?
Yeah.
See, I knew
you
it.
were right. Yeah.
I knew it. And has anyone noticed how wonderful my picture is?
Crisp.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. You all complain, right? Isn't it, Pete? It's so typical, right? Okay. I get this all super duper 32 gigabyte of RAM upgrade, right? And no one has said a word. Last week, my picture was like,
yeah, terrible.
Fizzy. So yeah, I'm a computer genius now, Pete.
Yeah, you did it.
Yeah, I got
all by yourself.
I did it all by myself, right? I got the RAM, and I actually it wasn't that straightforward because you had to take out the front drive, the CD drive. You had to take that out, and you had to take this bit out and that bit to get to the RAM. And I took out the old 8 gigabyte of RAM, and then I put in the new ones, but I didn't ram it in hard enough, Pete.
Yeah, you gotta seat them correctly.
I didn't ram it in hard enough.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Oh,
but you did it eventually.
I did. It failed the first time, but the second time I opened it up again and then pushed it in a little bit harder. Sometimes you've just got to ram a little bit harder to make it work.
Yeah, you need a bit of force.
Yeah.
That's why it's a man's job, Rob.
Well, I don't know about that, Pete. Yeah, I don't know about that. My son was saying, no, don't, Dad. You want me to do it because you might break it.
That's a possibility too. But
Pete turned around and said, it's easy, Rob. It wasn't easy, Pete, but I did do it. I had to look at a video.
Now you know. Now you know it's easy, right?
Yeah.
You could do it a second time, easy now.
Yeah. And oi, he's here.
There he is.
I had to put sunglasses on. Thanks. And Rick says it's a 5x5. Thank you, Rick.
It's a 6x6.
It's a 6x6. Look at that picture. Look at that handsome.
Chris.
It's showing my new top, my new 70s top here as well. Look at that.
Yeah. Cashmere, huh? Or silk? What was it?
Silk, actually.
Silk.
Yeah, silk, actually. Yeah. It was my bargain from the shop this week of TK Maxx bargain. My TK Maxx bargain. I don't normally go for this colour, Pete, but I thought, why not?
No, you're old enough for it, so it's good.
You can't. Oh dear. Paula says, "Look at that forehead." Thanks, Paula.
Hey.
Listen, I've told you before. This. You know what it is.
Go on.
It's a solar panel sex machine up here, so be careful. If it shines too much, you're in trouble. So be careful, is all I'll say. So Steve is going to sit back and chill because he's probably going to. Look, he said he's going. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the show. Good for you.
Very good.
Good. You sit back.
I hope it's good.
I don't know if it's going to be good, but we have. So let me go to my notes and do the normal thing. On today's show, we will be covering Economic Hitman. What has RFK Jr. been putting in his water? That's the second part of the show. You've got to come in for the second half of the show on Rumble. Should women be wary of breast screening? Second half of the show. Man has his jaw removed by mistake. And is laughter the best medicine? And MasterCard reveals cashless payment method. There we go. So there's something for everyone today, Pete. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I love it.
So here's my weekly update then. For those of you who haven't been... Oh, I just want to say a big shout out to all the lurkers as well and the replayers. I just want to say thank you for replaying me. I hope I look as good in replay as I do live. Because you do. Yes, you do. And MI6 Matt, we know you're watching. You're lurking there. He just doesn't like to say hello because otherwise he's got to tap and say hello to everyone, you see.
Yeah.
So this week my mum was still in full recovery from her heart attack, but sadly she got really, really ill at the weekend, and we had to have we tried. This is the NHS for you, Pete. I mean, we know what's happening with the NHS, right?
Yeah.
So we rang the doctor. Yeah, it's basically crap. We rang the doctor up on Saturday afternoon. We said, look, my mum is like, she's like this. I can't talk. I can't say anything. She's really, really bad, really bad. So we rang the doctor up. Oh, all right, yeah, we'll get we'll get the emergency doctor out to her. 6 o'clock, nothing. Rang up again. Oh, don't worry, someone will come out. No, someone will come out. 8 o'clock, nothing. Oh, don't worry, we're really busy today, but don't worry, someone will come out today. Don't worry about that. 12 o'clock, my brother, right, he just says, you know what, I've had enough of this, and he just rings an ambulance. So he rang for an ambulance. The ambulance came. 2 lovely men apparently came in, checked my mum, checked her heart. Her heart was absolutely fine, but did say that she's got an upper infection in her chest, and this is why she was struggling with talking and breathing as well. And they prescribed her some antibiotics, which my brother then had to drive all night. Well, not all night, like quite a few miles to find a 24-hour pharmacist and get my mum these antibiotics. So my mum's definitely on the mend. I saw her. I've seen her for the last 3 days now, and I saw her, and today she was looking so much better. She even bothered to put on makeup, and she put some curlers in her hair, and she's coming back to life, which is great. It's great news. That's my mum update. Cookie update. Cookie might be in. Is he in the Rumble chat, Pete? I don't know. I haven't checked the Rumble.
I haven't seen him yet.
But he's normally 8 o'clock.
Probably lurking.
Yeah, he might be lurking, but I know he'll be there. Cookie's doing all right. No sign of him coming out of hospital. But what he did say to me today was that he's felt the best he's felt for since he's went into hospital. So that's a good sign. That's a really good sign. So things are moving, I think, forward for him. And we'll just keep you updated on what's happening, really. You spoken to him?
Slow, all, right? Pete? Everything is going super slow.
Have you spoken to him, Pete?
No. I don't speak with him. I text with him, so yeah.
You know he's on WhatsApp now, Pete?
Well, I think he texted me and I blocked him.
What?
I'll explain later. It was really vague. Like, what the fuck is that? Fuck off. And later I'm thinking, oh, that might be Cookie. So if it's you, Cookie, sorry, say hello again or something. But say it's you.
Do you want me to send you his number again, and maybe you can then text him? Or
I got his number. I didn't know he had a. Didn't you buy a card for his tablet with a number?
Yeah. He can. He can.
Yeah, I need that number.
He can chat to you on WhatsApp now.
Okay.
On the tablet, it's not great, but he can chat to you. Good. And at least you can send messages and things like that. So
I kind of send some dick pics.
Yeah, exactly. And good evening, David. Nice to have you on board, mate. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us, David. Have I missed anyone else?
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't think so. Oh, no. When they don't come in straight, I don't know.
Yeah, no,
I already said hello to him. I already said hello to Mahatma Malevolence. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think we're there. I think we're there. Okay, cool. Right. So, and I also want to share. As you know, I've got a couple of Black Panthers, and I did peek this week. I bought them a new toy from an award-winning cat company, and so I'll share this. This is what I bought them. Look at that. There's this great cat tree, and you can see there's I think it's Gizzy on the top there. I enticed them up there with some cat trees. This is great though, Pete, because you can just screw it to the ceiling, so it's got a lot of support. You know, it's got you don't screw it to the ceiling, but it's got like a soft screwy thing that you can push up to the ceiling.
Should call it a Trump Tower.
Trump Tower. or I could call it, right, because my other cat is called Gaza, or you could say Gaza Tower.
Gaza. Just call it Gaza.
And talking of Gaza, here's Gaza. Here's another one of him. Look, he's saying, "This is a meme I made." It says, help, I'm being squashed. You can see his teeth coming out there. Actually, I
He
just caught
looks.
this by off chance. He was yawning at the time, and I caught him. And so I made a meme out of it saying, and then there's this one as well. Look, actually, I quite like it.
Yeah, cool.
So yeah, my pussies are doing really, really well. They're all doing good. So yeah, later on we've got some music from Mr. Smith as well. We've got some. Cookie has actually requested a song. It's not normally a request song, but in the second half we've got a request song from Cookie as well, and one from someone that's passed away this week. Someone that everyone would have heard this song as well. So, but if you want to know what it is, hang around. So let's go to. Let me go to my notes. Here. Why are we and other countries in so much debt? Could it be what is known as an economic hitman? Yeah. Now, I just want to show you this, and then I'm going to read you a description of an economic hitman. Bear with. Let me find where is it? Where's my meme? Meme number 1. Where are they? Oh, there it is. Economic hitman. Here we are. Watch this.
We work many different ways, but perhaps the most common is that we will identify a third world country that has resources our corporations covet, like oil, and then arrange a huge loan to that country from the World Bank or one of its sisters. However, the money never goes to the country. Instead, it goes to our own corporations to build infrastructure projects in that country, power plants, highways, industrial parks, things that benefit a few rich people in that country, as well as our own corporations, but do not help the majority of the people at all. And yet the whole country, is left holding a huge debt. And it's such a huge debt they can't possibly repay it. So at some point, the economic hitmen go back and say, you owe us a lot of money, you can't repay your debts, so give us a pound of flesh. When I failed to bring them around, to get them to accept these loans, to get them to put their countries into servitude, then I knew that standing right behind me were what we call the jackals. And these are people who overthrow governments or assassinate their leaders. And both Jaime Roldos of Ecuador and Omar Torrijos of Panama were assassinated by CIA-sponsored jackals because I failed to corrupt them.
So economic hitmen are highly paid professionals who use various tactics to cheat countries out of trillions of dollars, often funneling money into the coffers of major corporations and wealthy individuals. They typically work by convincing leaders of undeveloped countries to accept substantial development loans for large construction and engineering projects, which are then contracted to the US companies, trapping these countries in a system of American influence and control. John Perkins, the man you saw in the video there, author of Confessions of an Economic Hitman, claims to have been an economic hitman for the international consulting firm. The World Bank often involved in economic hitmen's activities, serving the interests of a select few rather than the global community. Eric Holder, former US Attorney General, who rejoined his former law firm, which has ties to major banks involved in financial crises. Grace Church Capital purchased Cameroonian debt for $9.5 million and sued the nation for nearly $40 million. An example of economic hitmen's activities. SEAL Team 6. Some members established private security companies after their services, which can engage in activities similar to economic hitmen. Critics argue, though, that Perkins' claims are exaggerated and lack documentary evidence, while supporters see his work as a valuable expose of international financial manipulation. What do you know about economic hitmen, Pete?
Yeah, I remember the book.
Book. There it is. There we go. Yeah. I mean,
yeah. Look, Soros is an economic hitman, right? What he did with the UK when they hoodwinked them into the pound, something with the pound or something.
Yeah.
So they devalue whole economies, and later you had the World Bank, and they still are operating just like an economic hitman. Basically, they give you loans. It's like the mafia, right? The mafia gives you loans, and if you don't pay, you're fucked.
Yeah, yeah. And it's
That's
still.
simple.
And would you say it's still going on today, Pete?
Yeah, absolutely. But now it's
Yeah.
NGOs and Bill Gates foundations and those kinds of clubs.
Yeah,
More,
and it's
more and
almost
more.
happening in a different way, isn't it? Right, where
Hmm.
they're not doing exactly what Perkins was saying. Like you've got Gates that's funneling money into the NHS, into big corporations, and slowly dissolving them of any sort of power that they can have, and putting his influence into the companies. And Spanish says
Yeah, the same works for countries. So
yeah, exactly. Old news, Rob, always been this way. Listen, mate, I know it's old news, but you know what? Some people have never heard this before. And that's why, and it's also it's just a reminder as well to people that it's still going on as well. What does Jimmy say here?
well,
If you
Trump
try,
is an economic hitman. The way he operates right now for America and how he's putting all the tariffs and holding NATO. You
yep,
know, he's been putting out loans everywhere, or America has been giving out
yep,
billions of dollars, and now they recoup. Now
yep.
they want something in return for their loan.
Yeah, look what
Right?
he's doing to
Just with the
Gaza.
Ukraine, the same with Ukraine, same with Gaza, same with all those
Yeah,
places. Yeah.
yeah. It's still, you're right.
So
It's-
he's operating like an economic hitman.
Yeah. What's Jimmy say? Well, if you try to get out of a contract which is agreed, be aware you may lose your right to life, justice, as it should be. Well, you know, I'm not sure I can concur with you there, Jimmy. But I mean, especially if it's a bad contract and it's a desperate state, isn't it? You know, if you're in a desperate state but also these people, these leaders of these countries are also corrupted by loans, aren't they? And
Of course.
not by loans, by backhanders, but by
cash.
money. Yeah, yeah.
Literal
And,
cash and
and a lot of that
Jaguars
money
and
doesn't probably won't
Lamborghinis.
even
And
a lot of that money probably won't even see the infrastructure, will it? I would think. You know.
no. There are
Um,
African fucking presidents that have Lamborghinis and Ferraris, but they don't have the infrastructure to drive them.
Yeah.
Because it's all fucking mud roads and right.
potholes.
So, yeah.
Someone put up a in the sign where I live. They put up an extra sign saying "Welcome to Pothole Village."
Yeah, well, yeah. People should fix that shit themselves. Don't wait for the government. Just do it. Fuck 'em.
Bribes work every time, says Spanish. Yes. Yeah, they do,
Work for
mate.
me.
But you know whether I don't know how, if we can carry on that way, but whether it will ever change. I hope one day it will change. As we have seen in the last few weeks, America has taken over the world, and they certainly have the power to enforce contracts, says Jimmy. I can't say disagree with you there, Jim.
They pretty much own us, but you know we allowed that as well to happen. Right, we give them all the power. So
yeah,
goes
absolutely.
around, comes around eventually, right? So we had a lot of benefits of that as well. We didn't have to fight any fucking wars.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty hard for us as living in countries that haven't been that economically hit. I mean, I guess we all have to some degree, but like Cameroon and things like that, you know, poor countries like that, they're going to feel it much more. So it's hard maybe for us to understand, empathize with what's actually going on in places like that, I would say.
Yeah, Ukraine right now, right? All the corruption there is all part of that. It's like, and the resources that they have is already sold. BlackRock has already taken their share, and the war isn't even over, right? They have not really carved up that country yet, but the deals have been made.
And talking
the UK
of that,
has made a deal for 100 years. So good luck with that.
Talking of that, Pete, what do you think's going to? Do you think Zelensky's going to resign?
Yeah, he has to. Well, they might do an election thingy, so he has a good way out, right?
Oh, is he going to finally have some elections where
if peace is negotiated,
yeah,
then yes, there should be elections immediately.
And
We'll see.
and talking of money, Pete. Talking of money and possibly lies, even. I don't know if you've shown this on one of your dailies, but I saw this, and I think you have shown it. But I wanted to share it as well. So, is the 21 billion debt left by the Conservatives a true figure? There's this guy that's done this. I'm sure you have shown this, Pete, in one of yours. Let me share it though. Anyway.
Well, the lies continue.
And nowhere in that report, nowhere, does it mention £22 billion. It's not there at all. In fact, the only reference they have to a number is to be found on page 2 and in table 1. And even the Treasury, straining every sinew, could only find numbers that added up to 9.5. And even there, the OBR says, and I quote, "It is not possible
Unbelievable.
to judge how much of that might actually have been realised." So when the Chancellor said there is a £22 billion black hole, the OBR report yesterday now proves that was simply untrue. So will she come
forward? Of course she won't.
For providing that number to the House when the OBR report now shows it simply wasn't true?
Unbelievable. Well, Philip has been in Parliament today on camera going through the OBR report that states there is no 22 billion black hole. So every farmer, every employee, every small business that has had their livelihoods ruined because of this budget was for absolutely nothing other than a pack of liars who some of you decided to put in Parliament despite lots of us telling you they would be exactly the same and even worse than the Tories, because we had their 13 years before. We knew exactly what they were all about. Well, some of us did anyway. And some of us have been posting endless videos about this. I don't know how many more I guess I've got to spend another 4 years. Another 4 years, which I spent 2 years trying to educate people about these political parties. Of course, you'll turn around and say, well, Reform are exactly the same, despite the fact they've only been a political party for 6 years. Yet you keep continuously voting in these 100, 300-year-old parties in and out, and not even out of Parliament. You keep them in Parliament, just on the other side. When are you going to learn that Labour, Lib Dems and the Conservatives are the establishment, have been for 300 years? Reform UK aren't. The Green Party even aren't. Put Reform and the Green Party in and see what happens. Give them a chance. They could be the main party in the opposition for the next 20 years. And if they destroy the country, we'll sit here and do exactly the same thing. But you won't, will ya? You keep believing these people that lie to you for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Time after time after time. Budget after budget. Year after year. Liars. They don't care about you. Wake up.
I was wrong. It wasn't 21 billion. It was 22 billion. There we go. So
I didn't play this clip, but this guy I had on before.
Yeah. I mean, he's talking about. First of all, let's just the point. The talking point is that Rachel Reeves, who's lied on her CV, okay, and just keeps lying. It would appear has lied again about this money that was this black hole that was left by the Conservatives. And again, it's just another excuse. And she then went on to borrow, I think it was another 40 million or something like that from the banks to justify this. I saw an interview of her with Nick Ferrari. I might even have it. I might show it a bit later. I don't know. But yeah, the fact is that they've taken away the subsidies for old age pensioners. They're trying to screw the farmers. And it's all based on a pack of lies, Pete. It's as simple as that.
But he says it was. I don't know how I don't like how he frames it. Like like they are lying. No, they are not lying. They do this on purpose, right?
I'd say, yeah.
So that's their goal, to fucking upset you and to hurt grandma and to make life as shitty as possible.
But at least he's shining a light on it, Pete. And
that's good.
I wasn't aware that the information had come out that they couldn't justify that there was this black hole. I wasn't aware of that personally.
Pretty much every week now, right? That he has some scandal happening.
I mean, what I would say about this guy, he's saying about Reform. I mean, I don't. I'm politically homeless, Pete. I don't think that is it Nigel Farage's Reform. Is it?
No.
I don't know. I don't know.
Could be.
I don't know what he is.
I'm
But I don't.
I'm
think
with you.
Yeah, I don't think that any other party is going to make any other difference either. I really don't.
No, Britain needs a lot more than that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My pitch. How's my pitch?
You're not going to vote your way out of it. It's getting a bit mushy.
Yeah, I can see that actually. That it's getting a
Yeah.
bit dodgy. So I don't know what the hell is going on here.
It's not your RAM.
No, it can't be. No, it can't be.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know why it's saying that the signal's not
Well-
great. But
Oh, that's a signal. Okay.
yeah, I don't know what's going on there. So I'm going to stop the cam for a moment.
That's
there we go.
fine.
Yeah, we'll stop the cam. Autofocus. No, I don't think it's autofocus, Steve. I think because it's telling me that the signal is not particularly great that's coming through. So I don't know what that is, whether it's the health of the stream. Oh, it's gone back to normal. But if I start my camera again, it goes off. It's the signal. The signal's just getting weaker again. So I'm going to keep.
Weird.
Is it my graphics card, maybe, Pete?
No. You don't have to upgrade your whole computer to run fucking basic internet. Jesus. No.
Yeah.
You should be able to do this from your phone.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought as well.
So, no.
I don't know what's going on.
Maybe it's your internet. It's something is there.
I don't know what's going on, but I need to. Steam powered shows, Steve.
Well, StreamYard can be iffy as well. So
Yeah, thanks, Jim. Yeah, thanks for that. Much appreciated. Well, at least you got a handsome picture of me up. There we go. Look, see, in action. I mean, I've been streaming for years, and I never used to have these problems. I've had the same internet for bloody years as well. So I really don't know. I really don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on. So anyway, moving on from the debt that doesn't exist in the first place. With more and more push towards a cashless society, MasterCard has revealed a new cashless payment method. Right. So let me read this article to you. I've got it here. So let me just block that. So MasterCard reveals new cashless payment method as younger generations demand, Pete, innovation. They're demanding it.
Yeah.
A new cashless technology has been announced that's designed to make it easier for people to juggle multiple payment cards. You might have one for debit purchases and another for credit, or one for big purchases and another for your morning coffee. MasterCard's one credential, should I say, will consolidate all your payment methods together and allow you to use just one digital card every time you spend. MasterCard's Australia's head of customer solutions center, Mr. Fernando, told Yahoo Finance that it will make shopping more convenient. As we move into much more automatic style payments, the customer is going to have much more control of that, and the payments will happen seamlessly based on the rules that they set, he said. So how does the system work? The digital wallet add-on will be found in your banking app if your financial institution decides to adopt the technology. When you select the one credential in the app, you can combine all your cards, including debit, credit, prepaid, and buy now, pay later. From there, you can choose the spending limits for each card. For example, you might only want to spend between nothing to £50 on your debit card, 50 to 1,000 on your credit card, and anything over 1,000 can go on buy now, pay later account. You won't be able to have limits that overlap each other. So when you pay for something at the checkout, instead of trying to find your specific card in your digital wallet, you can just use the one credential.
Wow.
And it will take care of the rest. So the MasterCard found that 47% of Gen Z people prefer using new and innovative payment methods. Additionally, the company's research discovered that 65% also want to manage everything in one place online. There we go.
Well, it's a nice advertorial you write there for MasterCard. But this service has been available from Google Pay and Apple Pay and whatever Pay. You can already do it. So, these are just the bankings, the traditional banks kind of catching up on what's already happening online. 'Cause
This is the
kinda,
slow creep again, Pete, towards the digital wallet, isn't it?
Yeah, and they're just copy pasting now what Google has been doing. So, and
Yeah.
Apple, because there you can do multiple cards and all that shit. So
Yeah.
it's not new, but it's MasterCard doing it now.
No, but again, it's this. Oh, well, this is what's being demanded by Gen Z.
It's how they can keep track of all your fucking purchases because you have so many cards. They cannot track everything, right? Mastercard would like to have all your data, not just the Mastercard data. So please connect your other finance shit to it, so we can see everything, right? That's all it is. It's not convenience. It's convenient for them.
The info Rob is sharing is very dangerous to the establishment, so they're trying to kill his connection.
And why would you do that? Like, make one MasterCard for all the cards that you have. Like, it's like giving a master key to somebody. If it gets stolen, you have fucking access to everything. That's retarded, right?
Most of the young are brainwashed.
Yeah,
see you next Tuesdays. Yeah.
Well, they don't know, right? They don't really know, actually. I hope they're not all retarded.
Yeah. I mean, how close do you reckon we are to the financial collapse, Pete?
We've been in it since 2008.
Yeah.
And it's been,
I mean, the big one.
Artificially kept alive. When he opens Fort Knox.
Yeah. And he finds, and he opens Fort Knox, and he finds the lead.
A picture of Joe Biden.
The gold-plated lead bars. He'll find the gold-plated lead bars sitting there, and he'll say, "Well, there we go. Look, they do have the money. We can carry on artificially inflating our debt and pretend everything's all right and everything won't collapse." I think gold's going to go through the roof, Pete. I don't know about you, but
if it's gone, then mining becomes very important again. So yeah,
absolutely.
And it's a backer. It's still backing some things in the financial systems. So that's good.
Yeah. I mean, the cryptos aren't doing so well at the moment, are they?
No.
At the moment, they're just.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. Because Trump hasn't decided yet, right, on the cryptos.
Now, a man has had his jaw removed by mistake after going to the hospital to have a wisdom tooth removed, Pete.
Oh.
The poor man. Yeah. A man in Rome has his jaw mistakenly removed after a hospital confused him for a patient who was suffering from a deadly tumour. The unnamed 35-year-old had gone into the dental clinic in the Italian capital on May the 20th to get his wisdom tooth removed, as well as a cyst in his mouth. Dentists at the clinic carried out a biopsy of the cyst, but the results were reportedly swapped for those of a man suffering from a malignant tumour in his jaw. So when the patient, who had been in good health, returned to the clinic a few weeks later to collect his results, he was shocked to discover that the growth was cancerous. Due to the aggressive nature of the tumour, doctors told him he would have to undergo a jaw removal as well as chemotherapy. The surgery left him with permanent damage to his face, including paralysis on the right side of his mouth. But a month after the operation, when doctors carried out a follow-up test, they were shocked to discover that the results for the deadly tumour had come back negative. Doctors told him chemotherapy was no longer necessary, which made him grow suspicious.
A miracle.
Which made him grow suspicious over the legitimacy of the results.
My God.
Wanting a second opinion, the patient got the DNA of the biological material checked out by a lab in the University of Rome. The results confirmed that he was in fact not suffering from a tumour, implying that the surgery he endured had never been necessary. Speaking to Italian news outlet, the man said, "Even now, I cannot describe my state of mind. I am alive. I am healthy. I do not have any fatal diseases, but I have suffered a great deal." The patient has since filed a complaint for his permanent injuries, and his case is now being taken up by the prosecutors in Rome. An investigation is currently ongoing to understand exactly how the mistake was made and who is to blame for the mix-up. This is just the latest example of medical malpractice. In 2017, closer to my home, a woman sued the NHS after a surgeon operated on the wrong side of her body and potentially damaged a healthy kidney. Lauren Hodgson, 29, was due to undergo a minor operation to remove a stone in her left kidney at Milton Keynes General Hospital, teaching hospital, in March last year, where my mum went. But a mix-up by an inexperienced surgeon, described in medical jargon as a never event, meant her right kidney was operated on instead. Lauren was left suffering with low blood pressure, a sign that the kidneys are not working properly, and had to take time off from her job as a support worker. She said, "You'd expect to be looked after in hospital, not for something like this to happen. This happened in a university teaching hospital, which is training people to be surgeons. If they can't get it right, who can you rely on? My life may never be the same again." I mean,
if I can give you a tip, like, ask your doctor what is left and right. See if he knows it. Because my dad had it as well with a cataracts operation.
No.
Yeah. They
Really?
did, he had his left eye was fucked up, I think, and they did his right eye.
Oh my God.
And they were like, "Oh, oops."
Oh
that
my
didn't
God.
work, did it? No.
Yeah.
So he had both eyes fucked up after that. So yeah.
Yeah, Spanish. I didn't show the story because it might be more problems, but I just read the story. It's okay.
too graphic.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. I still do it, and yeah, the streams in and out a bit today. I don't know. It could be StreamYard. I don't know. Pete never gets this problem, but he's got, he's got maybe, he's got a super duper computer. So there we are. Should we have some music, Pete? It's 22. Should we have a bit of music? Yeah?
Go for it.
Let's have a bit of music. Here's one I've played a few times from one of the people that I follow on the channel. And also this is a lady called Valerie Bart and Mr. Smith. And this is Sweet, Sweet Time. Enjoy, everyone. Links are in the show notes.
My sweet, sweet time, my sweet, sweet time. I can't spare you 1 minute, baby. Every second's all mine. You gotta wait, 'cause I'm gonna take my sweet, sweet time. Ever since I was a he said I moved too slow. They call me stuck in the mud, say I ain't got no place to go. I said, baby, 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 you could ask me for to die. And for any friend I have, I would share my wine. Seconds all mine. You gotta wait, 'cause I'm gonna take my sweet, sweet time. Kept to my own pace, I never did worry. All I love when I see them all rushing and hurrying. When I abide by the speed limit sign, and I always take my sweet, sweet time. My sweet, sweet time. Can't spare you 1
Muted.
Valerie Bart and Mr. Smith there, and sweet time. I don't know what's going on with this picture. I mean,
No, your internet is
it's terrible.
potato. Yeah, terrible.
Yeah.
So
It's terrible.
deal with it. Deal with it.
What I might do, Pete, is stop the stream at 9 o'clock and then start it on Rumble again. What do you reckon? And just try and, I don't know.
Is your do you have VPNs running or anything else?
Yeah, I've got the VPN in the background here, so I could try and just switch that off, maybe. And
Try that.
Yeah. I'll try. I can't. I don't know how.
Sometimes they are good. Sometimes they're really shit. So
I don't know if I can disable it right now. But in the meantime, I could try and just let me have a quick look. Hang on
the hour we're gonna play another song. You got some time to.
Let me just have a look. VPN. Let me have a look. Allow roaming. VPN. Allow. I'm just turning off anything to do with VPN. There we go. I don't know. I don't know if that'll make any difference whatsoever, but I don't think it will. We'll see. Anyway, moving on. Sticking with the NHS, we're all looking for ways for the NHS to help us lose a few pounds rather than just using a Ozempic, etc. A new metabolic clinic has been launched in a GP surgery, and I wanted to share this with you. So have a look at this, see what you think.
Good afternoon. A GP from Somerset says he's developed a scheme which reverses diseases like pre-diabetes. Dr. Campbell Murdoch is using metabolic health coaching clinics to encourage patients to adjust their diets and avoid complex carbohydrates to lose weight in just 28 days. Here's our health correspondent, Matthew Hill.
Basil has lost 2 stone over the past 6 months. He's coming to see his GP, who has some good news about signs he was showing in the summer when he was a borderline diabetic.
Yours had kind of hovered around a bit on the high side for the last few years. You made some changes, and what a massive drop.
Well, I'm amazed at seeing the graph like that, how it dropped like that, because before I just see the results.
Patients with high BMIs and signs of inflammatory disease are referred to this metabolic health peer support group, which holds sessions in the surgery every 2 weeks.
Since this scheme started in the summer, around 150 patients have signed up to this 28-day metabolic health plan. And that means looking seriously at what they eat and avoiding certain complex carbohydrates like potatoes or sweet potatoes.
And patients are given advice by health coaches.
It's something that can help prevent sort of modern diseases, like your type 2 diabetes, your high blood pressure. And actually we were just discussing that tiredness is a big thing.
I was nearly 18 stone.
And you are now?
Just over 15 now.
How do you feel?
A lot better.
The idea is all the brainchild of Dr. Campbell Murdoch, who devised the 28-day plan. Dr. Campbell has also been working with the insurance industry. That's because there are many patients who are obese and simply can't afford the premiums.
The key is supporting people in a way that enables them to make the change and sustain those changes. But reassuringly, people seem to say they enjoy it.
So it seems his idea could not only help save the NHS a fortune, but also make life insurance more affordable. Matthew Hill, BBC Points West.
I mean, I think this is a great idea, Pete. But again, more and more people seem to be turning to the easier method of just getting a Ozempic or getting something off the black market. And did you notice that most of these people were of a certain age that are going to these clinics? Because you're never going to get young people, I'd say under 30, going to go and do something like that. They're never going to go.
You can put them on cholesterol tablets, right? Or put them on a fucking diet.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he's effectively doing. He's putting them on a diet, isn't he? But he's literally having to, forgive the pun, but he's literally having to spoon feed them and say to them, right, look, I'll hold your hand and we'll we'll show you what you should be eating and what you shouldn't be eating. Oh, there we go. My signal's going crap again. There we are. So literally, it's a great idea if we can get people to lose the weight. But again, did you notice in there it was all about also they couldn't afford life insurance? So is it a question of that, like, well, if we get them to a smaller weight, then they might be able to start getting life assurance. I mean, this is again for me the slow demise of the NHS. It doesn't matter how much you try and spoon feed people to lose weight.
If you start thinking about life insurance at that age, when you're already in the hospital and the doctor is looking at you like, oh, fuck.
Yep.
That's an issue. So, yeah.
And again, you can just, it's this, I don't know what it is, Pete. There's so much help out there. Why do we need to have doctors' surgeries doing stuff like this? You know, there's so much help out there. You can go on the internet. There's so many people just telling you exactly either go low carb or do a 5-2 or you know, try just doing a bit of intermittent fasting.
Yeah, but that's,
But again, it just seems like people just don't want to do it. You know, and they
don't underestimate the marketing and the supermarkets and all that stuff on how they push that shit and how hard it is to get off it. It is an addiction as well, right? Some
Absolutely.
people get addicted to
I
food.
know.
So
yeah, food is an
and
addiction.
then colorful packaging and this is healthy and 100% fruit when 90% is sugar. That doesn't help either, right? So people are being hoodwinked into thinking that they're eating something healthy, which is not healthy. So, you know, education and not allowing this shit on the market in the first place would be a good start.
David says, teach the children to cook and you will turn out to be their food.
Because somehow it still has to go bad first before they come up with a solution. So it would be nice if they fucking do prevention and prevent this shit from happening. And the easy way is like, you know, educate people on how marketing works and how you're being brainwashed into thinking that drinking Red Bull is good for you.
Yeah. And it's slowly coming out that all this stuff is bad for them, but whether or not the newspapers that these people read will actually educate them to that is another thing. It's whether they see shows like this.
The newspapers have the advertisements for Red Bull and all the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Because there's a lot of money in it. So
yeah.
That's the problem, right?
Again, it's about trying to get less people accessing the NHS, which leads me, Pete, nicely into the story that I've got here, and that is fury as 800,000 migrants are set to gain the right to stay in the UK forever. Yeah. Labour dismissed concerns about the influx and accused the Tories of allowing immigration to soar when they were in power. But the Conservatives demand emergency action to prevent 800,000 migrants gaining the right to stay in the UK forever. The number is higher than the population of major cities such as Leeds or Manchester. But Labour dismissed concerns about the influx and accused the Tories of allowing immigration to soar when they were in power. Researchers found that more than 2 million visas were issued to migrants between 2021 and June 2024. Current rules mean they will be eligible to apply for indefinite leave to remain after 5 years. So the first of these migrants will be eligible in January 2026. It could mean they gain access to the NHS, social housing, universal credit, and after 10 years of paying national insurance, they would be entitled to, I believe,
benefits.
a state pension as well.
All right. Okay.
So a report by the Centre for Policy Studies predicted that 800,000 migrants from post-2020 wave are likely to gain indefinite leave to remain. The lifetime net fiscal cost to the state would be 234 billion, equivalent to a bill of £8,200 for every UK household spread across several decades, the report said. The Tories are calling for the government to change the law so that the leave granted after 10 years and not 5. Conservative MP Mike Wood asked ministers, there is clearly a cost to doing nothing about the current indefinite leave to remain policy, and a recent Centre for Policy Studies report estimates well, I've just said that. And after Tory Shadow Home Minister Katie Lamb asked, as we have heard, according to the study, that the past 5 years could soon claim indefinite leave to remain in the NHS care, benefits, social housing, and more. I mean, they're just repeating themselves in this article. So there we go. So it just carries on and on and on.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lie as well, because, are these the young men that are coming in on dinghies?
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know.
Well, I assume, right? Because that's the majority to what's coming over, right?
Yeah, quite possible.
So as soon as they have their legitimate papers, they can invite over the rest of the family, can't they?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So you get that reunification stuff going. So you can make that tenfold.
Yep. Yeah, it's only gonna. It's
and
only
it's
gonna
not a
get
joke
worse.
because they start duplicating as rabbits as well. So
yeah, it's only gonna get worse, isn't it? Really, it's not gonna. It's not gonna get. Any better.
No. This is just the start of something much worse. Yeah, we're seeing it everywhere. So,
and again, for me, this leads into the whole plan of let's just collapse the whole system. Let's bring the financial collapse in, and then we'll bring in the digital ID system. We'll bring.
It looks like we have to go to the promised land, which is either Israel or America, and then all the white people can live there.
But don't worry, Trump's going to save us, Pete. Don't worry. Trump will save us. But in the meantime, listen, everyone, we want to speak more exclusively to you. We want to have a free speech hour. So we're going to go over to Rumble and we're going to chat some exclusive stuff over to Rumble. If you've joined us for the first hour, thanks for joining us. We'd love to see you on the second hour. But if not, thank you again. I will be back again next Tuesday as well. There's links for songs and to other people's channels. If you have never followed them, please follow them. The links are down in the show notes. All right. So I'm going to say goodbye to YouTube. Let me just edit this out.
Goodbye,
now.
YouTube. Goodbye.
Goodbye, YouTube. And we'll see you next week. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Don't forget, hit the like button and the thumbs up. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it.
Fuck, they're gone.
All right.